check 1 2 3. Audio check 1 2 3. Hey guys, AJ Town here, live with the T Storm Chasers. We are looking at bringing you the latest weather update as we start to watch these storms that are going to start to develop and start to come into your area over the course of the next 6 hours is what we are going to be really talking about here, is what we're watching. These systems, we are going to be watching two areas of development over the course of that next 6 to 8 hours, and we'll jump into when things are going to happen, what's going to move along, and what we are going to be looking at here over the course of the next 15 to 20 minutes with this discussion. So we really jump in, we really dive in, and we really start bringing you guys what we are looking at and how we are looking at it and timing on this system, so then you guys know exactly what to expect in your neighborhood and when to expect it. Cool thing is too that we can utilize here at our station as well is that we can actually zoom in down to the street. So once that severe weather does strike, make sure you have our like, follow, and subscribe button done, so then you're able to get that notification when we are live, because we will be going live tonight to cover this weather event as we do start to monitor the system as it does come through that area. So, as we want to mention right away, we are watching an area. I do apologize, I hit the wrong button. We are watching an area for severe thunderstorm watch right now. For that area in yellow there does include portions of North Dakota, South Dakota, and Minnesota. Now, this one is in effect until 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So we are watching that very, very closely. That is where we expect the main development to occur. This is actually starting to suggest it more of a east-northeasterly direction. So something we're going to have to pay really close attention to that and see what we are looking at. Now, as we jump into this latest model run here, this is going to really break it down hour by hour and what we are going to be getting and when we're going to be watching this system come through the area. So again, we have all of our monitors up behind us as well. We're watching here in the studio. We are getting ready for this system, so we're definitely going to be keeping a very close eye on this system. Now, as we start to put this into play here, we're going to go about that 3 o'clock time frame. You can see up in that Aberdeen area of some development down by that Huron area. Then as we do go to the next hour there, you do see that line starts to form kind of a little more and then kind of falls apart. What is occurring is a lot of that energy that is off to the east of the I-29 corridor, that is still kind of taking some of that energy out of there and taking some of that with it. Now, as we go into the next couple hours here, about that 6 o'clock time frame, we're not expecting much of development there. However, if you look right about that 7 o'clock, between that 6 and 7 o'clock time frame, east of the I-29 corridor, that's when we're starting to see some of that development occur. And that's when we're going to start watching that fairly closely here, is going to be about that 6, 7 o'clock time frame. They're about that 7 o'clock time frame, about that Pipestone Brookings area. And we can start seeing some of that development. So we're going to continue to watch that come into play. there over the course of the next couple hours is going to be that area. Another area that we're going to watch for development is down there by the Sioux City area. Going to be right along the South Dakota, North Nebraska border is where we're going to watch that next area as well. So we're watching two systems that we're going to play into factor there as well. You can see some development. I do apologize there. You can see some development that is occurring right along the river too. That's going to play a factor as well. So what we're going to continue to do here is monitor this. And as we put that into motion, we do start to see some of that fall apart. Now, as you do see down in that Nebraska, South Dakota border, right down Highway 81 corridor. I do apologize there. That Highway 81 corridor, that should be about that Norfolk, Nebraska area there. We do see some of that development as well. That's going to be south of that South Dakota border. Now, you do see a couple little pop-up showers as well, so definitely something we're watching here about that 9 o'clock time frame. We do start to see some of that development just west of that Sioux Falls area. So now that's going to create some instability in the atmosphere, and that's where we're going to see some of these cells start to develop as well. As we go now into that 9:45 time frame, you can see that things are starting to shift a little further eastward. Now this area over here, we don't expect this area to really impact the Sioux Falls area. This is going to move more of an easterly direction. We're not watching this move as a westward direction. This is going to continue to progress its way eastward and really impact the I-90 and I-35 corridor. As we do come into about that 10 o'clock time frame, we're starting to see some of that showers and storms to develop along the I-29 corridor, which does impact that Sioux Falls area. So we do see some showers and storms that are starting to generate right along the I-29 corridor, I-90 corridor, right about that 10:30, 10:45 time frame, just after, right between that 11 o'clock time frame. Now we do start to see some of these heavier cells start to develop as well. Just south of that Sioux Falls area, you can see right there, just south there, those heavier cells that are starting to form. So we're going to have to start to see some of those that are going to have the possibility of forming right around that 11, 12 o'clock time frame. Unfortunately, the instability is there, so it's going to last into the overnight hours. Give me just a second here. I had to clear off my marker. Anyways, as we do continue to progress this system, we can see that it does continue to shift off to an northeasterly direction, and will continue to progress its way northeastward. Again, so west of, I'm going to say west of Highway 81 in the South Dakota area is in the clear as of right now. So as of 3:30, we're going to say that west of the Highway 81 corridor is in the clear from the outside of that watch area. So if we go north of, I believe that's Highway 14, definitely going to need to keep an eye on the weather out there. However, you know, along that I-90 corridor, basically I-90 south and down into that South Dakota Nebraska border, that's where that clearing is going to be, that we're going to feel somewhat confident of saying not to be 100% worried, is how I will put that, I guess. So we will be watching that fairly closely, because there is some hint of some development, as you did see here. Let's go right about that 7, 8 o'clock time, or 4 or 5 o'clock time frame. They're starting to see some development there to the west. So we are going to have to watch that for some of that instability. However, our confidence isn't too high with this system again. As we do, again, continue to put the models into play. Sorry, I'm fighting a cold on top of this. But we are going to continue to watch it there about that 11:30 time frame. We are going to see that system really start to push off to the west and move into that Iowa area. Unfortunately, that Iowa, Nebraska, or Iowa, Illinois, Wisconsin, Minnesota area, and down into the Missouri area is really going to get hammered with this storm system. So we're going to continue to monitor that and watch that fairly closely as it does continue to move through the Iowa area. But back home, again, back in that South Dakota, Minnesota, Iowa, northwestern Iowa region, our confidence is kind of starting to decrease on that severity level. However, I do not want to downplay this, and something does occur. So definitely stay weather aware as we start to go into the next couple hours, because there is definitely a possibility of seeing a development or two where it is going to create that supercell and create a damaging wind or damaging hail event. And then you're going to come back and say, well, you didn't say that or you said this wasn't going to happen. We're saying there is still that chance of seeing it. However, the chance has decreased. But we are, again, saying our confidence level is there that something could occur. As we do, again, look at the next, there is actually, let's talk about this real quick down in the Nebraska, Omaha area as well. We do have that severe potential where we're going to see a possibility of seeing a watch issued down in that Nebraska area, right along the I-80 corridor. Unfortunately, folks, that I-80 corridor area is going to get hit again. But nothing back up in that Sioux Falls, South Dakota, northeastern area as well. As we do take now, let me jump back here. Get our radar turned back on. Waiting that to load. There it is. All right, as that does load there, quick leap of a second there. Now, currently there is some storm showers that are moving through that Aberdeen area. That's that line that is going to continue to progress its way eastward. We're going to watch this just a little fairly close because there is a chance that could shift into a southeasterly direction. However, the latest models have been suggesting that it's more of an easterly direction of an event that we are going to see. Further down south there, we are not watching or not seeing any development, which is kind of a good news for us, kind of a bad news as well, because I know we do need the moisture in the area. But again, we are seeing some development up in that northwestern portions of South Dakota. So we are going to watch that fairly close as that comes into play over the course of the next couple hours here. We're going to be continuing to monitor that. As we take a quick look at your 10-day forecast, let's jump into that real quick. We do see that chance of, no, this is not correct. Actually, nope, I am wrong. That is correct. We do see that most of this weekend is going to be a nice and sunny weekend, where we do jump into the end of next week, towards the middle of next week. We're going to start watching another little system that might come into play as well. So we are going to have some of those warmer temps come in over the course of the next 10 days. We're going to be looking at some nice weather and seeing some sunny and partly cloudy days, but we're also going to be looking at some warmer days as well. Those of you that wanted that warm weather, guess what, folks? You got that warm weather coming through. Now, again, as we do take a quick look at the national map here, we just could see this area of storms that are moving through the area there. We did have those severe storms that pushed through the northwestern portions of South Dakota and continue to make their way eastward as well. We are starting to see some, again, of that development out west of those storms, right along the Aberdeen area there. So we are watching that system as well. We do see, again, taking a closer look back, as we do take a closer look at the national map there. We're not really seeing much of development just out by that Rapid City area where some rain is occurring. Again, We are looking at some of that weather is starting to form and occur up in the uh, northeastern portions of South Dakota. So again, we're going to keep a very close eye on this as we come into the next couple hours here. We're going to see what's going to form and where it's going to form. But again, we're under that severe thunderstorm watch until 7 p.m. Central Standard Time for those areas in yellow, which does include Aberdeen, Pierre, north of the Brookings area, does include the Watertown area as well. Again, our confidence has decreased for the Sioux Falls area of seeing some of the severe weather come through. We do have some potential of seeing some of that severe weather come through, so don't let your guard down completely. Oops, I forgot to turn my mic back on. Again, we want to just kind of reiterate that we're starting to see some of the severe chances decrease just a little bit. So we are going to continue to watch that severe chance coming through the area. Our confidence has decreased that it's going to happen. So we'll keep a close eye on that over the course of the next couple hours. We do expect to start to see if things are going to develop. We expect between that 5 and 7 p.m. time frame of some of that development pushing its way to the east, southeast. So again, we're going to have to watch very, very closely over the course of the next couple hours. We are live in our weather center, so we will continue to keep our weather center staffed both this afternoon and into the evening, and keep you guys informed. As severe weather does start to occur, we will start to break in and bring you guys updates. If we'll bring you another round of severe weather updates here right around that 5:30, 6 o'clock time frame as well, to keep you guys informed. So again, make sure you hit that like, subscribe button, and get your weather alerts with us. As severe weather does start to break out, we will go live and bring you the latest weather information. Again, that severe thunderstorm watch is in effect until 7 p.m. for those areas in yellow. Does not include Sioux Falls, Brookings, does not include southeastern portions of South Dakota. It's basically up in that northeastern portions of South Dakota. So again, we'll keep everybody updated. We'll see what we can do, and we'll see what happens here over the course of the next hour to 2 hours. We expect to see things really start to develop. Real quick here, let's jump into, give me actually just a second here. There it is. So the area there in red is what they call the enhanced area. So we are seeing an enhanced risk for that Sioux Falls, Watertown, down to Omaha, Des Moines area. That risk is primarily going to be our wind event is what we are looking at for the greatest threat coming in to the evening here is going to be that wind event. There is a 2% chance of seeing an isolated tornado or two spin up. However, our confidence is kind of low on that one. So again, we just want to the National Weather Service out of Norman, Oklahoma has not decreased our area. So we are in an enhanced risk of seeing some development here. So again, we're going to watch this area over the course of the next couple hours, continue to bring you the latest updates as things are going to start to form. We'll bring you more information as weather starts to develop. and see what we can figure out with this system. This is a very complex system that different models are saying different things. We used the latest model earlier, and that is the latest HRRR model run, which is the latest forecast that would be out there. So we did utilize that to look at that timing. And again, it doesn't show much for coming through the Sioux Falls area, but we got to see that instability is there and does have that chance of bringing some storms. So again, it is now 3:45 almost. At 3:45, again, we will start to see some if storms are going to develop right around that 5 to 7 o'clock time frame, and we will keep a close eye on it here over the next course of a couple hours here. Again, thanks guys, everybody, for joining us. We will continue to bring you the latest weather information as weather does start to occur. We will start going live with you guys and bringing you the latest information. Don't let your guard down 100% yet, as we do still have the risk of seeing some severe storms pushing through. Thanks, guys, for joining us. Have a great day. We'll be back live later.